So this is the first video I have done. I am a bit nervous, and so I'm going to do my best, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So I am starting with a sketch. This is from Susan Stringfellow for Disney Scrappers, ning.com. As you can see, there's space for two 4x6 photos, something in the background, title, flags, bit of a border here, and no space for journaling, but we'll see how we go. I might be able to fit something here or some strips or something. So that's that. I'm going to put that to one side. These are the papers I am using. I've got this yellow background, which is from Pink Paisley, paper number 6. I'm not sure what the collection was. Who knows? This red strip is from a No Man's Eye paper called From On Trend 2 by Jen Allison. It's called Little Things paper and has that on the background, but I have two, so I don't mind cutting that up. This piece is gorgeous, and this is from this is from the Hazelwood collection by One Canoe 2 for American Crafts, and it has that pink cross on the back. So that's what I'm using. I've got some alphas from the Hazel thickers, gold foil on foam. I've also got the embellishments from One Canoe 2, chipboard, rub-on butterflies, puffy flowers, and also the enamel dots, but they're not really dots, they are triangles. So let's get going. Oh, and I'm using two photos from Disney. These are from Epcot, and they are outside what is now the new Frozen ride in Norway in World Showcase. It wasn't open when we were there. It was opening a couple of months later, but I got these, and I just want to get them in my scrapbook because I like the topiaries of Anna and Elsa, and that's where I will be queuing the next time I go. So let's get this done. So the first thing I'm going to do is ink the edges of my papers using Black Soot Distress ink from Tim Holtz. I have one of those applicator tools, which is a brilliant tool. Highly recommend it, especially if you are likely to get messy like I would. The papers I've chosen for this layout are not the first ones that come to mind when you think of Frozen. However, the photos I've got are quite bright. They were taken in May in Florida. They've got lots of blues and greens in them, and I chose the yellow to complement those two colours. We were also there for the Flower and Garden Festival, so I thought a floral paper was a good choice for this layout. I've arranged the photos in this particular order because Anna and Elsa are looking towards the other photo, so I think that looks quite nice. The sketch has a border and a title above the photographs, and I'm thinking about my title at the moment. I'm thinking of something like Frozen Ever After. As you'll see, it doesn't end up being that choice. I'm going to spell the word frozen using these thickers. Now, I don't mind the letters coming down over my photograph. All my photographs are digital, so I just reprint them if I make a mistake. What I am trying to do with the letters is to make sure that the gaps, for example, they're on the F and the O, those gaps only have one pattern or paper behind them. I don't think I quite managed it with the E, but that's okay. It's only a small gap on that particular letter. So the scallop border, I'm not going to use scallops. I'm going to use these enamel triangles instead that come from the Hazelwood collection. I'm going to use the same colours that I already have on the layout, so the pinks, the yellow and the green, and just arrange those in a pattern across the top there. I did think about using the blue, but I'm going to bring the blue in a different way on the layouts in a few moments. So I'm not very good at using the different enamel shapes. The dots I love, I could use them all the time, but the different shapes I really struggle with, so I don't mind using a few of them on a single page. It makes me happy that they've been used. Now I'm going to open the die cut pack from the Hazelwood collection. There's a couple of things that have caught my eye. The die cut hello is the first thing, and then there's some butterflies and some florals that I think will make it onto the page. So here's that die cut hello. I'm going to use that as part of my title so that it becomes Hello Frozen rather than Frozen Ever After. I thought that was quite an apt title, as the photographs of a new ride in Epcot, the new Frozen ride, so it's kind of saying hello to that ride. I'm just sorting through the die cuts now. I found a couple of banners that I thought may have worked, but no, put those back. I do like the butterflies. Again, perhaps not something that immediately comes to mind when you think of Frozen, but they do say that a snowflake is a winter's butterfly, so I thought that worked quite well. I've picked out a couple of keys that I may use. I'm thinking about maybe keys to the kingdom, that kind of association. And I've also chosen the die cut florals to see if I can get those to work on the page. The sketch has the embellishments just at the top, but I'm going to adapt that and make a vertical line of butterflies and florals that cuts through the title and goes off the top and bottom of the page. When I'm using butterflies, I like to have them as though they are in flight as such. So I put them on angles and things like that. Now I'm just trying to see whether I can get these die cut flowers to work. They are rather big, and I think that it's just too much for the page. I tried with the keys, that didn't work. Just tried another different type of floral. I'm looking at the puffy stickers now. They're much smaller, and I will end up going with the puffy stickers. I'm going to have one last try with the die cuts, but no, they've gone. So I'm going to stick down what I know I like, and that is this die cut hello. I'm just trying to fit that in with the peaks and troughs of the enamel triangles. I'm going to put the butterflies on some foam squares to give them a bit of height, and as I say, put them on slight angles so that they look like they're in flight. The yellow butterfly at the bottom again is going to overlap the photographs, and I like that. I like the way it connects everything together. I'm going to use the blue puffy flowers from this sheet. This is to bring in the blue from the sky and the sign above the ride there. I'm just cutting them all from the backing paper so that I can move them around on my page without having to stick them down straight away. I think there's about 4 or 5 on the page, so I'm going to use a few at the top and a few at the bottom. I'm also thinking that I will use a couple of those rub-on butterflies as well. I'm much happier with the smaller puffy flowers, and it also adds another texture which is interesting for the eye to see. So I wanted to bring some of that hot pink back down to the bottom, so I've chosen one of the hot pink butterflies. It's actually the same butterfly that's at the top in the die cut, but that doesn't bother me. And then I want to use a yellow one at the top. They're so pretty, these butterflies. I'm hoping I can stretch them across many layouts. So as I said, I'm going to have those two flying off of the edge of the page, so we will lose a small piece of one of their wings when I stick them down. So I'm just inking the edge of that butterfly. I do actually forget to do the other two, but that doesn't bother me. I'm just sticking down these flowers and the rub-ons now. I like this layout. I'm pleased with how it turned out, and I enjoyed the process. I do like the sketch, and the beauty of sketches that you can is that you can make them work for you. So the flags didn't work for me on this layout, so I used butterflies instead. Just tuck in those blue florals in and around the butterflies to give an organic feel to the embellishments. There we go. I'm just wondering whether that yellow on yellow is going to work. in the end it does, and I'm quite pleased with it. So here we are with the finished layout. Hopefully you can see all of this. I had to move my camera and now I can't find the position I had it in originally. So if you remember the sketch, we had 2 4x6 photographs, titles, some embellishments, a couple of borders, and this background here. There's also a very faint background here, which I completely missed when I saw the sketch. So what I'll tell you what I've done. So we have our background paper here, a square, the couple of strips. I've done my border with the enamel triangles. There's my title. Rather than the flags, I've done these butterfly and flower embellishments, and I've also added some journaling strips along here. There's no journaling on the sketch, but I like to have some writing on my page, so I've just included those strips there. I like the strips. I think they look quite organic within the layout rather than a big block of text. So I just type those on in Word and print them out on some white presentation paper, cut them out with my trimmer and stick them on. Now that bit on the sketch that I missed the first time round, what I've done, I wouldn't have put another paper on there because I like this one, and I think another piece of paper would have dulled the effect of this one. So what I have done instead is I've put some gold Heidi Swap shimmer on the background here. It's very, very subtle, but you can see it, and it picks up on the gold here. There's a few spots here, there's a few here, some are hidden behind the journaling, and I just dotted those in. Now I did that after the photos were stuck down. I just covered them with a piece of paper and just was quite delicate with my sprinkling. So there we have it. I've also just stamped the date on it there and added some enamel dots here in the shape of a Mickey head, which is something that I put on all of my layouts. A Mickey head, that is, not necessarily in enamel dots. And this little arrangement is something that I stole shamelessly from Susan Stringfellow. So thank you very much to Susan, because I've used up so many enamel dots and I just love how cute it looks. So there is my first video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you want to watch more. I really enjoyed doing it, and I intend to do some more. I can't promise that they'll be on any regular basis, but I will try to do at least a couple a month. They will be Disney. I love Disney. I scrap Disney an awful lot, and so that's what I am going to be focusing on. So thank you very much for sticking with me, and I will see you again soon. Thank you.